Are you an insurance agent that's struggling with final expense telesales or even final expense telesales training at this moment? Well, don't worry, my friends, you're not alone. I'm going to help you find a couple little things that maybe you're missing so that you can get more out of this phenomenal industry. Many insurance agents are making three very deadly mistakes that can really tank and diminish their chance of bringing home that bacon. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give it to you today, and I hope this video is a blessing to you. We're going to show you how to avoid some little things that can really trip you up so that you can have higher levels of success. So before I go into this, my name's Jason. I'm your friend in the industry, and I'm so blessed to partner and coach and recruit some of the most amazing brand new veteran agents alike, working shoulder to shoulder in our national agency, including agencies selling life, Medicare, and annuities face to face, but more importantly, in the telespace. So, free resources, including access to amazing lead vendors at jasonfinalexpense.com. In anything we can do for you, just know that we will support you. So, first off, number one of the biggest mistakes that brand new insurance agents make is they don't understand their target market. They're taking care of a final expense lead the same way that they would take care of maybe a high net worth consumer. And they're amazing consumers, no matter who we are privileged to talk to, but you've got to take a different approach when you're dealing with a final expense demographic. I promise you it's different. It's a painful playground when you don't know this. You may take someone at their word when they say, "Hey, Mr. Jason, I'm going to call you tomorrow. Okay, I'm really busy." Wink, wink. And then you're like, "Oh, okay, I'll call you tomorrow." Or they say, "I'm going to buy from you, but let's do this tonight, all right, at 4 o'clock." And you take the bait. And with final expense clients, we give them the most amazing professionalism. But when they put you off like that, you've got to realize they're amazing procrastinators. And what'll happen is you'll have this pile of fool's gold and won't find success, my friend. So you've got to treat this lead with just crazy professionalism, but it will be different. You've got to understand your target market. You've got to understand how they get paid. They're paid based on Social Security, normally billing, SSI. It's something where it's different. You've got to understand the differences so that you can be that beast, be that person that's in their best interest. You've got to have a Social Security billing calendar. And if you don't have one, reach out at jasonfinalexpense.com. We'll get you that free resource that you're going to really need. Because if a person's paid on, let's say, the first, and that first falls on a Monday, what you're going to find is they've spent all their money because they were paid the Friday before even the weekend happened. And then that's going to wipe out your profitability because you didn't understand how your target market even gets paid, how they get their money. You didn't maybe put them with the right carrier. Maybe you took the bait and went with the cheapest priced carrier. But if they don't deploy true Social Security billing, you're going to just have a translation of a chargeback nightmare. You've got to understand how your market is getting paid, who they care about, what they like doing. You've got to understand their age bracket, their income bracket, how they operate. Do they have maybe some acute needs that you can actually leverage with them and help them with their problems? This is not about your policies. This is about the protection that your policies offer. So we've got to really slow down and understand the target market, number one. This is why with training, it's important that you have that detailed guidance so that you can hopefully get more out of this insanely great industry. It can really just help you, but you got to help the prospects first. All right. Prospects number one, we're here to serve them, and then the sales will hopefully follow. So, tip number two, if you're in this at this point and you're like, you know what, I'm not giving up. Well, good. You've got a great chance of getting success if that's you. You have to have this never give up attitude. You've got to have this get up and I get to do this attitude. But even with an attitude, that doesn't actually translate into success. It doesn't translate into dollars, right, my friends? It just doesn't. And if you want to be successful today, type in success in the comments if you're brave enough. All right. Because I know that that's who you want to be. I'm going to be successful today because I've planned for it. And you're going to be successful today because you're going to declare it and you're going to do a couple little things. Number two, product knowledge. This is a pain point that gets a lot of insurance agents into trouble. They go into this just loop, all right, of, oh, I've got to get a lot more training in my mind about every little widget of product knowledge. This overwhelming just dump truck of product knowledge can really diminish your success because it's not about a complicated product. Final expense, my friends, is a guaranteed rate lock, guaranteed death benefits. We're done. It's as simple as that with a little bit of cash value in between. So many insurance agents get caught up in the devil of the details. They just get overloaded with, oh, wow, there's this fringe benefit and this benefit. And oh, I need to know the inner calculations of every little widget. You're going to lose your wealth this way, my friends. You've got to be able to explain things simply if you truthfully understand it. And some agents, deeper into their career, they become this wealth of knowledge and they just almost like fire hose the clients and prospects. And then what the prospect says in turn is, I need to think about it. What happens is you overloaded them with data, and then you wonder why they don't do anything with you. You cannot overload any consumer. You've got to be able to explain things in very, very simple terms so that they can see the solution once you've uncovered and slowed down and gotten the problem resolved. All right. The problem can be resolved by what your solution does for them, equating the sale, as opposed to every other pushy salesman on the planet that's just like, here's my policy, blah, 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 buy from me. Right. We don't like that if we were treated that way. And so many insurance agents can, not always, but can fall victim to this in final expense telesales. It's just overload. And that's something we got to be cautious of. We got to be really concrete in our deep knowledge base, but sometimes we got to hold back what doesn't matter. It's not about telling them about what every policy does and doesn't do that they're not even exploring. You got to understand the power of one. Keep your world small, keep your wallet fat. All right, my friend. So focus on one thing at a time. Don't just overload your consumer with all these things. And then they're going to tell you, I got to think about it. Got to talk to my sister, my dog, whatever they want to say. You've got to really niche down into your very simple product knowledge. Now, it's not an easy industry, my friends. There's some things you got to do and see. Follow my YouTube channel for more tips and tricks, but you've got to really be good at communicating your message so that you can have a chance of making the money. And even when you communicate your message articulately, you're going to have some presentations that don't go your way. It's part of the industry. And those that make the wealth know you're going to follow the same system over and over and over again. It's boring. This industry is insanely boring. But if you want to bring those bucks in, you've got to be consistent in how you deliver your script. But you can't miss steps or things won't even seem right. You're going to be like, why am I not closing my business? Well, maybe you're overloading the product knowledge and you're just fire hosing your consumer. Slow down, keep things simple, salesman. All right. It's very important. And if you want to be successful, you're going to keep things insanely simple so they see the solution in a way that's very transparent to them. It's got to be their decision, but you're going to help them come to that decision by them seeing your solution as what they really need. All right. This is needs-based selling. All right. My mouth can't keep up today. Need more coffee, but it's very important for you to focus on needs-based selling. But too much product knowledge can hurt you and harm you. And then you wonder why your sales are diminishing. All right. Now, number 3 is very important for you, is you've got to understand that this is focused now on the consumer. We've got to build rapport. Rapport is everything. You've got to build a connection with your prospect. This is crucial. Do not rush this process. Take your sweet time. Why are agents rushing the sales presentation? Or why are you rushing that call? Nothing good is going to happen. You're going to call it quits, like 90% of the agent force that fails because they went through the motions and they weren't giving back more to the consumer. You cannot just go through motions and expect things to work out great. All right. You've got to really be focusing on, first off, their problem. Now you will focus on the product. Now you're going to make sure that it's in their budget. And now you wrap it up with a pretty little bow. But we cannot go too fast. Speed is your enemy here. It's not about pitching. No, focus on the problem. Focus on the problem. And while you're focusing on the problem, build rapport. Take the time to get to know them. This is so important. Genuine interest in their needs, their concerns, their desires. Listen actively. Don't just sit there like, okay, a knot on a log. Don't just sit there. You've got to be active and engaged with the consumer. You've got to really focus on this just foundation of trust. If you want to have a chance of transacting, you want to be successful, start the conversation well, have a proven power script, have proven processes, and then be driven with discipline to do it all over again. I hope these 3 tips help you and take you far. If you need any great lead vendors, you need aged leads for under $2 a piece that are less than 90 days old, we'll get you those resources. If you need some exclusive lead vendors as well for final expense telesales or even Medicare insurance sales or annuities, reach out. We'll it'll help you. And I hope this video is what you needed today. Go be the beast that you know you are. Be the best that you can be today, and realize you're going to hopefully be on your journey to success. And success happens from one little step at a time. Small steps to your big goals. Hope this gave you a little bit of value today. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Have a powerful day. And remember, you've got what it takes. See you soon.